Testing.
I can hear you well.
Very good.
Hear
Hello,
this.
love bugs. ASMR.
Ready for it? It's weird to slurp
One of
beer.
these days,
Just saying.
you should just let me do the sound effects for you.
You just did.
I know.
What do you mean?
I mean, hello and welcome to episode 40
40.
of Just Us.
And sometimes other people. It's kind of vibe you're giving off today. Of just us.
Well, I mean, we've done all of our running around for the day, and it feels good. I mean, we've 20-3 right now, and whatever. I mean, I did some yard work this morning. You cleaned the office and rearranged it.
I flipped it, bro.
You completely flipped it. You no longer want the use of the built-ins to be your computer descola.
Computadora. Wait, what's descola?
It's Spanish. Look it up.
Okay.
I'm fluent in 17 languages.
Oh shit.
Did you know that Wolverine is fluent in 18 languages?
Why don't they ever do anything with that in any of those movies?
I don't know.
The only movie.
Because, well, I mean, they did, kind of.
When?
And they did the Wolverine, where they did the Silver Samurai story, and he was in Japan. That was pretty good. I don't know.
Oh.
Man, somebody really needs to nail those movies because they could be so good. Like X-Men and Wolverine,
You
all
don't
those
think they're
movies.
good?
I don't think they're good at all.
What?
I think they were. I think that they were terrible movies.
I only think that they were terrible. You think they're terrible now, but I feel like when they first came out, they weren't terrible. I watched X-Men
Maybe
with my
X-Men.
family all the time.
Yeah, maybe X-Men 1 wasn't as bad, and for its time, it was okay. What I didn't like about X-Men 1 was the whole Wolverine Sabretooth encounter, and just how they were like
They didn't
they
know each
didn't
other.
know each other.
Well, I don't think when they made the first movie, I don't think they thought that there would be that many more movies, that many more stories. You know, same thing with
I think if you're gonna make
Marvel.
a movie, though, you anticipate that.
That's true. I basically just said it because when I said Marvel, they didn't, I'm sure they didn't have a clue that they'd end up with this whole universe worth of stories
Well,
per
yeah, I mean,
movie,
it had
but
had Marvel completely flopped. What was the first Marvel movie? Was
Iron
it
Man.
Iron Man?
Iron Man.
Iron Man was a good movie in its time. I think if you were to watch Iron Man now versus one of the other, like let's say Avengers or something like that,
Yeah.
even Avengers 1 now is not as good of a movie in comparison to the newer ones.
Yeah.
With
Well, that's just kind of what happens.
I know, I'm just saying
That's what time
in
does.
general. Yeah. However, Beverly Hills Ninja will forever, no matter what year it is, be a good movie.
So when's a good time to tell you I've never seen that movie?
Well, it doesn't matter because we're going to watch it today.
No, we're not. We're finishing our Jurassic World marathon.
Fine.
And then we can attempt to watch whatever that movie's called.
I want it on video record right now.
Oh, Jesus. It is on video record.
If
You are
no,
such
no,
a
no, no,
doofus.
no. If I finish the Jurassic Park trilogy,
No. There's more than just 3 movies.
we're gonna watch all 5 of them.
So funny you should ask that question because when I was in Walmart today, fuck Walmart. When I was in Walmart
Yeah,
today,
boo. Walmart sucks.
they had on Blu-ray all 5 in a movie collection. Just that was the first movie I happened to look at too. And I was like, that's a sign that I should buy that. But I'm not going to. I should have though.
I'm glad you didn't.
I think we do have the
We
Blu-ray
have
player hooked up.
we have
I know we have probably most of them, but it's
I
just
think
to
we have
have
the
them
original
in the
trilogy.
set, you know. I think you're right. I think we do have the trilogy,
Yeah.
the original one.
In any case, video record here and now. If I watch all 5 movies with you, after we do that, you are committed to watching Beverly Hills Ninja with me.
Oh, it's only one movie?
Yes.
Oh,
That's why I was like, why do I gotta watch a whole marathon
I
of
see what you're
movies?
saying. Okay, at least the 3. I like watching the Jurassic Park movies. They're not all great, but I like watching that whole storyline.
Yeah.
Just reminds me of my childhood. Um, to answer your question on record, yes.
Okay.
Let me just say
You
though,
heard it here, folks. What does Eli would say?
it's
Folks.
it's it's not that hard to watch a movie that you don't like. It's 2 hours of your life, if that, or maybe a little bit over. Just
Say that again. It's not hard to watch a movie that you don't like.
there are you and I do it to each other all the time, but I feel like you're the worst about it. Like
That doesn't make sense to me.
I feel like you do it the most where I'm like, "Hey, can we watch this movie?" and you're like, "Absolutely not." You
There's
don't even
only
know if you're
like
going to
2
like
movies
it.
that I've ever done that with.
No, you do it with movies all the time. Nope, that's a movie you got to watch by yourself. Nope, not into it. Nope.
But I don't make you watch a new movie. You know, like I don't make you watch a new movie that you don't want to watch.
Yeah,
I
but
always
there's
ask you if this is something that you want to watch, and then if you say no, I watch it on my own, like Mortal Kombat.
yeah. Yeah.
It's,
I,
I guess I don't understand where you're going with that because
yeah, I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of like romantic comedies or girlier movies that it's just like, why don't you just suck it up and watch it with me? You might not actually hate it. You don't have to admit that you've seen it or that
no,
you
I
liked
mean
it.
that's fine. You're right. I need to be better about that. I need to be a
I
little
feel
bit
like
more
we
fair
watch
about it.
all kinds of action movies,
We do because
like
that's something that we like together. I mean,
but
you like those movies too.
there are plenty of things though, plenty of times when there's been something you've suggested and I haven't really been into it, but I know that you want to watch it, so I just say yes anyways.
I would
Like
rather you not. If it's something you don't want to watch, I want you to tell me you don't want to watch it.
but the need to not watch it wasn't strong enough for me to be like, no, I'm not watching this movie.
Mm.
You know? I just feel like compromise is a good thing.
So is having more than one TV?
Yeah.
You're right. You're right. Anyway,
But there's plenty of things that I'm stubborn about too. So we can go on and on
stubborn
for
runs in my
days.
blood.
All I do is call you out on that shit. Every episode, I'm calling you out on shit. I'm the worst.
You're not the worst. I love you. You are not the worst.
Love you too. I'm always calling you out though. I got a happy camper koozie at Target. The
And
image is
I
only on
mean
one
this
side.
in the least sexist way,
Great. Okay.
but I think it's a women thing,
What is?
or maybe I've just noticed it with you and then also Kirsten. But you always call me out on things, and she always calls him out on things. Which is fine. I
You
mean,
know
I'm
what it
sure they
is?
have their own arguments about that stuff too,
You know what
but
it is? I'm going to tell you what it is. I hope she's watching this because I want her to agree with me. It's because we are the fucking heads of the household.
skirt. Okay.
It's because we're the boss.
Okay.
I wonder who actually. I feel like I was just messing around. I still feel
No,
like I'm
she's
the
not.
boss in
She
this
thinks she
household. I
is.
feel like I'm the boss in this household. But there are certain things that he will like say, and I'll be like, okay, whatever you say. I do say that. But I feel like there's a lot of things that I kind of just like set the rules on, and I'm not sure that that's entirely fair,
Like what?
but I'm okay with it. Um, well, I run our finances.
I'm
Well,
okay with that.
yeah, but like I manage our budget. I wonder between Eli and Kirsten. I have a feeling that that's something Eli would do,
I think.
or maybe they manage their own, each their own.
I
I
think
think I think that's what they do, isn't it?
some
I'm
things,
sorry,
but
that's private.
uh,
Sorry.
yeah. I mean, I think they've talked about it, or I've heard them mention it before. I think Kirsten pays for a lot of things, or was paying for a lot of things, at least when Eli was in school. I don't
Hmm.
know if it's still broken up that way, but I know that there are some things that Eli will pay for, and then other things that mostly Kirsten will pay for. But
Hmm.
whatever, that's neither here nor there. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
they're all so
Anyways,
comfortable out here right now.
it's a very nice day out here.
It's beautiful out.
I'm pretty sure
Clear
that our
skies, sunny.
that
It's
our
like what, like
exposure is like way off.
76,
I don't know. I actually
maybe.
haven't even looked at the weather app today, which is very unlike me.
Zoe's getting a bath.
Kitty butt, where you going, kitty butt? Nowhere. Oh, it's 81.
Does not feel like it's 81 degrees
You know
out
why? You know why you thought it was 75? Because our
because the humidity is at
humidity is
like.
down to 43%.
Yep, that's it.
This
Right
is
there.
that from now until like December, it's going to be perfect weather.
Yeah.
December is when it's going to start to get pretty chilly.
Yeah, during the day it probably won't be too bad,
No, during the day it'll probably
but at
still be
night and in the morning it'll probably be down into the
yeah, it's January
mid
and
30s.
February that I feel like are actually the coldest months down here.
Oh yeah, I mean we get
January
down
and
to the
February.
30s. I don't say we can regularly get down to the 30s.
But it's usually March or April when we can start opening the windows again.
Yeah. I it literally it's only like 3 months of the year that it's just hot,
Yeah.
like stupid hot.
Did we have to run our heat in here? We did,
I
didn't
think we
we?
did, but I don't
But it
think we had
it
it.
wasn't much.
Yeah.
It was pretty rare that had to kick on. I think we had the heat temperature set for like 68, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, maybe.
And that was before
Which
we
is really
switched to
funny.
these thermostats. So I'm curious to see what we do this year.
It's just really funny to think that we keep our AC at 75 ish, but then when it gets colder outside, instead of having our AC or the temperature set to 75,
Mm-hmm.
we have it set to warmer. Why is that, do you think?
I
Like,
don't know.
why do we, when it gets colder outside, why don't we still have this, everything set to the same temperature? It seems kind of weird.
I don't know. We'd have to meet somewhere in the middle, though.
I mean, I definitely would not want to turn the AC down to 68.
Well, that exactly. But I mean, the AC down as low as 72 is the lowest I ever want to go. And the only time I need it is when we're sleeping and when I'm up in the morning getting ready. Like if I
Could
have to
you
shower
could you
here.
imagine having the heat turned all the way up to 75?
No.
I feel like that would be too hot. That is a bad idea.
I think
She
he
is
just
sleeping.
I think he just wants to get up there. Oh, and she looks so pretty too. Do you want me to field
No,
that?
no. He'll make the right choice. He did.
Kitty, why don't you come sit with Papa? Kitty butt.
Hi,
Meow.
kitty.
Nobody can see you, kitties.
Come on, kitty.
Anyways, we got about a minute and 40 seconds.
Hi.
We went to the grocery store today.
Yes, we did.
We had to go buy some groceries today. He dropped me off at Walmart and then he went and grabbed um dog like animal food and some some vitamins that I take from GNC. Was it GNC or was it something else?
What's GNC?
GNC. Okay. Couldn't remember.
GNC.
Yeah, I know it's GNC. It's just I say it too fast, so it's more like GNC. But I know what it is.
GNC.
And then he picked me up from Walmart. Walmart.
Walmart.
And we went to Lowe's Foods and got some snackies and our frozen strawberries for our smoothies. That cat is in heaven right now.
Yeah, he's gonna freak out as soon as you get up.
I'm going to try to be as gentle as I can because I'm going to get up now.
Okay. Can you hit stop on that?
Mm-hmm.
And dead.
She's dead.
Um.
She's dead.
So for everybody that was not made aware, so in the last podcast we had talked about me taking a trip to Michigan.
Oh, snap. Yeah, we got to give anybody who
Um.
doesn't know an update about that.
Yeah. So I was on my way to Michigan to go to a wedding for one of my best friends, Lucci. Shout out to Lucci and his wife. Congratulations.
Shouts out. Shouts out.
Anyway,
Congrats.
last Saturday, so I fly out on Friday. My flight was to leave Charleston Airport at 6:30 p.m. Friday night, and I was to land in Chicago at I don't even know when. I think it was a 2 hour and like 40-minute flight. So whatever, around 9ish, 9:30. Um,
He doesn't care about
no.
me.
So as we are flying north, um, Captain comes on and he says, "So there's some weather happening in Chicago, preventing airplanes from leaving the airport and landing at the airport. So we're gonna circle above for right now and wait for further instructions." It's that four-wheeler again.
We better make sure it works.
I think he's driving it home. Anyway, so
So stupid. We'll tell you guys about that in a little bit.
yeah, so we're circling around. Finally, the captain comes back on and says, "All right, well, we got to land because we're running low on fuel." So we fly to Indianapolis. We land at the Indianapolis airport. By now, it's probably 10 o'clock, 10:10ish, whatever. So we're at the Indianapolis airport for about what, an hour, and they come on and say, "Okay, you're refueled. We can take off, and you guys be on your way in Chicago." I am,
There you go.
and
Sorry.
all while that's happening, I miss my connecting flight to Michigan, as did a lot of people. They missed all their connecting flights to going all over the place, and so I got to wait in this line at O'Hare to talk to American Airlines about what my options are. And they put me on a flight leaving Chicago, um, and going to Kalamazoo at 8 a.m. the next day, Saturday. So I said, okay, well, is there any other airport that I can fly to?
Did you already say
Detroit?
what time it was at this time when
Yeah,
you
when I landed, it was probably around, I don't know, we landed in Chicago probably closer to 11, I'd say. Maybe 11:30ish, I don't know.
what'd you
Anyway,
do?
I don't know, he just started biting me. Um, but yeah, so I had asked him, well, what am I supposed to do in the meantime? Like, is there a different flight that I can get on to like Flint or Detroit or Grand Rapids or anything? And they told me no, that was the earliest thing that they had. You're gonna get bit.
Get him,
Pause a
Zoe.
minute.
Cat dog.
Yeah, right.
Cat dog.
Cat tried to take on Zoe. Good luck. Anyway,
Sorry.
so there was nothing leaving the airport to go to Kalamazoo or Michigan at all. So I had to stay the night at the airport. I asked them about a hotel accommodation. They said that because my delay and everything was weather related, that they would not make accommodations for me at a hotel.
So
All the other
stupid.
surrounding hotels were already booked, couldn't get in. And I even went so far as to check trains to see if any trains were leaving the station in Chicago that I could just take a train to Kalamazoo, and there weren't even any trains leaving. So I was stranded at Chicago O'Hare Airport for the night. It was extremely difficult, extremely taxing on my body. I hadn't eaten, with the exception of a snack on the plane that they handed out. I hadn't eaten anything since like 10 o'clock the Friday morning. So I was starving. The only thing that was open at the airport was one McDonald's, which everybody was standing in line for. So I stood in line at McDonald's for an hour, and all they had available to order was chicken nuggets. So I ordered chicken nuggets and a Coke, and I got cold fries, 10-piece chicken nugget, and a Coke,
How could you possibly have gotten cold fries if the line was that freaking long?
right?
The fries should have been piping hot the
Crazy.
entire
It's
time.
crazy.
Anyways,
Finally get my food, and I'm thinking to myself, man, I need to find a spot. I need to find a spot to like lay down or sit down where I can charge my phone and
mm-hmm.
my headphones, everything, and just chill out and watch some TV or something. But I was so hungry that I didn't feel good. I was stressed. It, like I said, it was taxing on my mind. It was taxing on my body. Um, yeah. So I found a spot, kicked back, had one chicken nugget, and then I tried to force another one down my throat and felt like I was going to throw up. So I said, I guess I'm not eating these. And I went hungry. I just kept drinking some Coke and tried to drink as much water as I possibly could. Went to the bathroom about every 10 minutes. It sucked. Anyway, in the middle of the night, I ended up booking a flight back home to Charleston. Um, that was leaving Chicago at 5 a.m. as opposed to 8 a.m. because at that point I had had enough. I had reached my breaking point. I had talked to my dad on the phone, and I couldn't even tell him what was going on entirely because of I just Like every time I tried to, I wanted to break down and whatever. So yeah, I spent what $500 to stay the night at a Chicago airport. I was so mad, so mad. I feel like I let like all of my family down. As stupid as that sounds, I feel like I let everybody down not making it to Kalamazoo. I feel like everybody was mad that I didn't persevere and
No,
get there.
I don't think that's why people. I don't think that's why people would have been upset. Um, I mean, you can't argue with somebody's mental health or physical health, whatever, you know? Like people feel the way they feel, but that also goes for your just what was I trying to say here? They wouldn't have been mad about that. I think people were mad, if at all, because you didn't call. You were 2 hours away from your family. Being in Chicago
That's a good
and
point.
Kalamazoo was only 2 hours away.
Yeah.
I know for a fact that if you would have called your dad, if he couldn't get up and come pick you up, he would have been in the passenger seat with somebody who could drive.
Hmm.
Just
You're right.
like if he was too tired or if he was exhausted, I wouldn't want your dad driving that late at night, by
And
himself.
that was one of the
But
reasons, my mom had made the offer. She was like, "Well, do you want me to drive and come get you?" I actually told her no. I said, "I'm not going to make you drive to Chicago." um, which in hindsight, I probably should have. Like 2.5 hours or whatever to Chicago
yeah,
versus the 6 hours that I stayed at the airport would have been a lot better.
yeah,
I could have stayed. I could have ridden in a car for 5 hours as long as I had known that I was with somebody. You know,
yeah.
yeah. Sorry guys, but I did talk to my dad about it. I talked to Jim and Jeremiah about it, and everybody is all in agreement that if anybody was to run in a situation like that, that
We'll call.
we go as a team. We take shifts driving.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm good with that. That's what family does.
I almost called your dad anyways, but I didn't want you to get mad at me.
I
You would have been more upset,
been
mad at me for not talking to you about it.
I would have been mad, but I would have understood.
I don't know.
I think that I would have gotten it over being mad at you about it really quick.
I would hope so, but you're also very stubborn. When you feel the way you feel, you don't want anybody to go. You don't want me to defy you, you know?
No. Yeah, maybe. So yeah, that was my exciting weekend last weekend. And then
So messing
apparently
with
I
you.
didn't even put in for time off on Monday. So my boss texted me at like 8:30 in the morning and he goes, "So everything okay?" I thought somehow he had found out already about the weekend that I had, so he was texting to see if I was okay. No, that wasn't the case. He was texting me because I wasn't there and he didn't know why I wasn't there. So I responded, "Yeah, other than my extremely shit weekend, yeah, everything's good." And that was that. And then I texted Bailey and she checked with him, and apparently I hadn't put time in, which was funny because Monday would have been the day that I would have been flying back home and I would have been on planes all day long.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have even been at work anyway.
You must have
So I don't know
tried to
why
do
I
it
didn't take it
one
off.
day and for some reason you like couldn't get the app to work or you couldn't get something to go through or you got interrupted during that time. So you thought you did it, but you didn't.
Yeah.
So going back to when Jesse started telling that story, we were joking about a four-wheeler across the street. Um we were in the kitchen and heard this weird sound and Jesse like immediately beelined outside. And I'm like, well, if it's serious or something I'm needed for, he'll come get me or he'll call me. Um, he comes inside. He's like, babe, and he's like whispering because all of our windows are open because it's window season.
Window weather.
Um, window weather season. Faux show. Um, he's like, babe. And I was like, what? And immediately I was like, oh God, somebody ran into one of our cars or something. But then it was like, no, he wouldn't be calm about it if that were the case. He's like, what? I don't even remember exactly what you said. It was like,
I came
they
in.
ran into the pillar. And I was like, who's they? What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
it was crazy. I didn't see it happen. We heard it happen, and
Yeah.
that was why I went outside because I thought because I knew that kid was driving around on his four wheeler, and I remember seeing on the Facebook group page for the neighborhood that people had already commented saying, "Hey, please let your children know that it's not okay to drive your four wheeler on other people's yards." Which I get. I wouldn't want him tearing up my front yard either. Which is the reason why I ran out there because I thought he was driving up on the grass and it sounded like he hit a car. So I went out there to see if he hit the cars. And I look down the street and I see everybody, starting to gather around that house. And it turns out that it, I don't know what happened, but it looked like he had kind of somehow managed to flip the four wheeler, and the four wheeler hit one of the pillars on their front porch. And you can see the pillar. There's three of them. Two of them are perfectly straight, and then the one at the very end on the corner is bent in. It almost looks like it got pushed in,
It's
and
pretty.
it's not really holding up the corner of their
I gotta throw
thing,
it.
their front porch. So it's kind of yikes. But yeah, man, I knew
Well,
something like that was bound to happen.
at first when you said it, I thought you meant like, oh, oh. I
Buddy,
saw that whole thing in slow motion. Um, that was a close one, huh,
yeah, you
Katie?
got
He
lucky, dude.
immediately he wanted to get up there so badly, but then he was like, "Oh, Aaron's not gonna like this. I should get down." And as he's trying to get down, he totally fumbled, and then he started freaking out. He's like, "Oh no, she's gonna kill me!"
Because she
So he
would
like
have.
had to race off the bench there. Hello, can I help you with something?
But
It's a
anyway, so
little
yeah,
early.
like they called the cops and everything. Like their pillar's all messed up. They're gonna have to call the insurance company and everything and get that fixed. That's crazy. I
Mm-hmm.
knew something like that was gonna happen. I knew it.
She's
Back and
crazy.
forth, back and forth.
Can you imagine doing something that bad, like at a young age that that the cops get called?
Yeah, yeah, I can't imagine that.
I forgot. We already go ahead.
Um, I'm pretty sure I've told you this story before about getting picked up by the cops.
Yeah, maybe about 45 minutes ago because I'm an idiot. We already talked about this,
As
okay?
I,
Just go with it.
as I, um,
So tell the people about it because I had forgotten about it.
well, then that just means I'm admitting guilt,
Oh,
even
for
though my
Pete's
dad
sake.
was already aware.
Oh. Well, what? I asked you if you wanted to talk about it.
No,
You
we
said
can.
yeah.
I'll make it quick. It'll be a quick version.
Okay. Quick version, go.
So when we were living in Michigan, this was when I was probably like, I don't even know, maybe 8, maybe. And I was staying at my dad's house there on Portage Road, right there by Great Skate. All my Portage peeps will remember Great Skate. Anyway, um, me, my older brother Jeremiah. Shout out to my brother. You're gonna love this.
Jeremiah.
Um, my dad's girlfriend at the time, her son, I believe his name was Scott, and then one of Jeremiah's friends. I don't remember who it was. I think it was maybe Mark. I don't know. Anyway, we decided to go hang out in the woods behind the house like we always did. And we walked through the woods to this storage facility that was also on Portage Road. And we thought it'd be cool to throw rocks at windows in the cars and things like that were down there beyond the storage sheds. And I wanted to impress my older brother, so I crawled under the fence and grabbed a piece of wood and broke some windows with it. And then the manager or whoever he was at the storage facility started. Obviously, he had heard something or saw it on camera or something. Maybe, I don't know. But he came out and started yelling, so we booked it, and we went back through the woods. And because we're dummies, instead of going back through the woods up the hill to the house where we could have gone and been home free with just nothing but a guilty conscience for the rest of our lives. But no, we were dumb. We went back out to the road, Stanley Road, and we were walking up the hill, and Jeremiah had told me to turn my jacket inside out because the guy had seen what I was wearing. So I turned my jacket inside out. As soon as we got out to the road, walked out of the woods, there was a cop. Boop. Picked us up. Drove us
Picked
up.
you up?
Yep, he picked us up.
Drove you where?
Drove us right back up the road to our house.
Oh.
And at the time, so we were very, very, very aware that our dad, when he whistles out the window, it's time for us to go. That was always the rule. If we had to get,
What do you mean, like time to go home?
yeah, like because
Okay.
we were always out in the woods, always out in the woods. Anytime Dad whistled, all right, we gotta go, and then he'd whistle one more time, and if we were too late after that second whistle, our butts were getting whooped or yelled at, whatever. Anyway, yeah, cop picked us up, took us up there. Dad had already whistled. He was getting ready to go to work. He was already late. He was pissed. Cop car drives up. Dad comes out. First thing he said, cop was going off about how he was going to get us to tell the truth, and he was going to take us down to the station and this and that, blah 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 blah, because we wouldn't tell the cop what we were doing.
Oh.
And Dad didn't care. He told the officers, and you know what? I'll handle this. You can go. And he told us, he's like, you tell me the truth right now. We told him.
Mm-hmm.
We had to go back down to the storage place, and we talked to the manager or whatever, and he let us off because we were kids, and everything. But
Dang.
I believe I remember having to write like a letter of apology, and then I think we had to like clean everything up and all that stuff.
Shit,
But,
dude. You're a badass freaking rebel.
yeah. Yep.
Rebel child.
Yep. So there's my confession for the day.
Kitty, I'm just trying to help you. He's biting me.
Well, what else you got?
I found a cooler last weekend.
Oh yeah, tell the people about the cooler. You spit in the cooler.
I did a photo session with my friend and her boyfriend. Last weekend we went up to the beach. It was very windy. It was very bright, but we still got some good stuff. And On the way back, we spent about 2 hours up there at the beach. It's a little bit of a walk to get to the spot that we had to get to, but I don't know of any other spots like that, that aren't too heavily populated and you got a lot of landscape that you can work with. Anyways, so we're walking back to the car. We all get like the sand cleaned off and we get into the car and stuff, and this lady walks up to my window and she knocks on the window. And I was like, "Hi, can I help you?" She was like, "Oh, I think somebody left a cooler or some kind of bag up front. Is that yours?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know. I'll check it out though. Thank you." So I was in the middle of like getting the GPS pulled up. So I finished pulling up the GPS. I wasn't really in a hurry. I just figured it was a bag of like maybe Jasmine or somebody left a bag outside. So I finished pulling up the GPS and I was like, did she say that was a Yeti cooler? Is that what she is like? It's like I wasn't listening to her when she said something when she told us what it was, and I was like, did I hear her say it was a Yeti cooler? I don't have a Yeti cooler. Do you guys have a cooler? They're like, no, but one of us is about to, and I was like, shut up. We don't know whose it is. So I get out of the car and I go around my car, and by my front right headlight, there's a Yeti cooler sitting right there. And I was like, what do I do? Because the car that we parked behind when we first got there, it had to be their cooler. Because there was a car that I pulled right up behind, and when we went to leave, that car was gone. So it had to have been that car's cooler. And we were there for 2 hours, so that car could have left at any time. So I picked the cooler up, I set it in my back seat, and I was going through the cooler, seeing what was in there. Maybe somebody, like, maybe there was some kind of pocket in there, maybe somebody's ID or something is in there. Couldn't find anything, just beverages. And so I waited around for a minute or two, and I was just like, man, what if the moment I'm taking this, they're going to drive, like, they're going to be looking for it, coming back to look for it. And I was like, we've been here for 2 hours. We have no idea when they could have left,
And not only that, but they probably wouldn't have noticed that they were missing anything until they were unpacking their car.
Yeah, probably.
And even then, who knows?
Yeah. So, anyways, I just decided, fuck it. I guess I'm taking a cooler home. I'll unpack it, and if I find anything else in there, then
I will say this, though. If, for whatever reason, the people that lost their cooler see this podcast and happen to see this particular episode,
oh yeah, let me know.
and you can identify what was on the front of the cooler,
Yep.
you can have it back.
Yep. 100%.
But if not, we just got ourselves a brand new used $250 cooler.
Well, I told Jasmine, I was like, this is my payment for your free photo session today. But yeah, I was just like, yeah. There was some kind of identifier though on the cooler, and I tried to look it up on Facebook to see if there were any Facebook groups under that identifier. I Googled it to see if there was like a website related to it. I couldn't find anything. So I just kind of gave up, and I said, well, I'll clean it, and I guess we have a cooler. So, I mean,
Whatever. Sorry, people.
I'm not complaining that we found it.
We got dark.
But yeah, it did. Yeah, I'll have to look at it when I go up there.
Sorry,
I think we're okay. No, you're fine. It's just because the sun keeps moving, so our exposure has been off this whole episode.
Just thinking about probably wrapping it up soon anyway.
Really?
This is our third segment.
Oh, it is.
Oh, and Zoe is so upset.
And it's only 3:30. It's not time for any foods.
Aaron took your fish.
Oh yeah. So we got our fridge.
Yep.
It's 90% beautiful. There's one dent, but it's very hard to notice.
And the reason that we accepted the one dent is because this is the second attempt
Yes.
at delivering this refrigerator. And the first one was, it looked like somebody had just shot at it with a BB gun. So we rejected the delivery, and then we had to wait, what, a month at least
I knew it was going to happen though,
to
but
get
yes, it was
our
about 3 or
replacement.
4 more weeks.
So because we had seen this, we were like, you know what, whatever, just take it inside. And actually, you don't even notice it. You actually have to look for it to get it or to find it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, which is why I'm not really that worried about it.
Right.
It's pretty well hidden, but yeah, we love it. It's beautiful. It's multifunctional. It's smart, sort of. And by smart, I mean
It has
you can.
Wi-Fi.
Oh, it does. Oh yeah, but I don't know what you do with it.
I don't. Yeah.
I haven't looked into it.
The only thing I
don't know
think
what
of
I
is
can
that
do with it.
you could just look at like what it's set to and things like that. I don't know.
Yeah, that would be the like make sure that it's running.
Yeah.
Like if the power goes out and you're out of town or something. I don't know. But it's what was I gonna say? Oh, I think I was just gonna describe it. It's beautiful. It's very pretty. The whole back panel of the fridge lights up and there's like a honeycomb design feature on it. It's really cool. Just in case anybody's curious what it is a GE profile. I'll let you look it up. But yeah, it's very pretty and I'm excited and I'm happy. Because we waited long enough.
Yep.
Gee dang it.
Gee,
Yeah.
dang it.
Like Jesse said, I started to I kind of flipped the office. Oh yeah, I guess you pretty much hit all the talking points. I still have some ideas for the office, things that I might want to do to spruce it up, make it look more presentable. But it doesn't have to be done right away. It can be done over time. I think I'm more comfortable with the new setup. I feel like I have more space, more freedom, and that was the goal. So my camera is still on back order. No idea when I'm going to get it. They didn't put an estimated date. So, yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
That's all you got?
Yep.
The update. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to episode 40 of
Just us.
Oh. The update. Just kidding.
Just us and the update.
Sometimes other people.
Bee-ba-doo-bee. It was an interesting face. Your lips made of a lot of movements.
Saying I have fat lips?
Nope.
It's kind of what it sounded like.
No, I think you're the only one that thought that.
Oh, I'm gonna go play video games.
Video games.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.